Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here, coming at you with a brand new Platinum Trophy guide, and this is going to be an all-in-one guide instead of splitting anything up, so you'll only have to watch one video, and that is going to be for the game Remedium Sentinels. I hope I said that first word right, but basically if you want to double check everything you can here in the unlock section, this will help you keep track of anything specific. Now, as this game is a roguelike survival shooter, basically it's just going to be a wave after wave of endless enemies up until a certain amount of time on each map, and based on whenever you level up will give you a possible one of three options to pick from to upgrade your overall character. Now, as you can see here, there are only a total of 6 maps. And in each map you'll see that there is a kind of difficulty scaling on some of these. But starting off here, whenever you're just starting off playing the game, I highly recommend just trying to go for surviving at least 10 minutes or anywhere from 10 to 15, just to get familiar with how the game works. And that will be for each and every single map except for Frozen Pass. I'll get to that one when I talk about it, but just for now, stick with the Crossroads. So as you'll see here, you only have one starting character that you can choose from, and that is going to be the Gladiator. Now I'm just going to jump right in and show you guys some of the gameplay. As you can see, you basically just start off with this one weak melee weapon. Killing enemies will get you XP, as you'll see. Now do note, not all enemies drop XP, of course. But on some of the maps you will have a very specific, once I find it of course, a character unlock that you can find. So in the first map, if you come all the way over to the right, as you'll see, you can also change the viewpoint of the camera with the right analog stick. But here you will see that you have a couple of selections to choose from. Whenever you level up, of course, you will eventually want to just fully upgrade all of these anyways, so don't worry about trying to do certain things early on. Like I said, when you're just starting off the game, just learn about fully not fully upgraded, just getting familiar with how the game plays and what each and all of the upgrades do and look like. Now, as you'll see here on this first map here, just in this area, you'll find your first unlockable character that is trapped in a cage. The only way you can unlock it is just by breaking the cage. There's not like a key or anything that you find. And this will get you your first new character as well. And like I said, once you can try and survive the 10 minutes, surviving 10 minutes, as you'll see, we have unlocked Barbican, but surviving 10 minutes will get you your next unlock and trophy, and that will unlock the next map. Basically, surviving 10 minutes on all of the first starting maps gets you the next location. As you can see, the more you level up, the more it is required to pick up to level up the next time. Now, as you'll see on the ground, there is the XP balls, and then there is the scrap metal. You will need to pick up a total of 10,000 scrap metal, which does seem like quite a lot, and you are going to need to spend at least 10,000 scrap metal to unlock 2 of the characters as well, so that is another 2 trophies. So just keep that in mind. Don't worry about it right just yet. Probably one of the best early abilities you can get is the emitter. As you'll see, it does a decent amount of damage. But for now, I'm going to probably skip ahead to when I finally die. Or if you do make it all the way to 15 minutes, the match will end and you will also get another trophy. Like I said, if you want to try and shoot for 15 minutes, by all means you can. Another thing that you also are going to want to do is fully upgrade your starting weapon. That will also get you another trophy. But if you don't have the RG to get the upgrades, don't worry about it. You can always reattempt and try again. There is no, if you don't get it one time, you're not going to get it another. So I'm just going to skip to the end of this and move on to the next map and all of that good jazz. So on a small side note, as you'll notice on the screen here, just a little bit to the left of the pause menu, you'll find these boxes right here. You simply just want to walk over them and they can give you items. They can drop a bomb that will deal damage to enemies in the area. Like so, as you'll see, I just happened to get lucky and it actually was what I needed it to show. They do spawn randomly on the map and are random on what they will give you. Another thing you're going to want to pick up eventually is 3 of the, it looks like a dagger, I assume, is the healing item. But basically, that is another thing you want to work on as well. So like, if you know you're going to be okay, or you know that a box has dropped a healing item, then what you can do is purposely just take damage and then go pick up the healing item. You'll just need to pick up 3 of the healing items, and that's going to unlock you another trophy as well. So do keep that in mind. And also around the 5-minute mark or 7-minute mark, depending on how you're moving about your map, you should have a boss that will spawn. They're a much tougher version of one of the enemies on the map, and they will give you a guaranteed drop or upgrade. It'll be a chest that will get dropped, and then you go to pick it up, and then it'll give you an automatic option to choose one of 3 upgrades, of course. But now we can finally move on to the next map and everything like that. Alright, so now as you guys can see, I've made it all the way to the very end, with at least 10 seconds left to show you guys how it kind of ends up by the end of things. Do note my build isn't exactly perfect or anything. You can see it on the very bottom. But once you make it to 15, you'll see all the enemies will explode, and you'll get a couple of unlocks in the top right, as you'll see. And as you can see like that, that is a total of 7 trophies right there, all on our own. The first one is unlocking a new character, the second one is unlocking a new map, the third one is unlocking the first map in endless mode, so you can keep going past 15 minutes. The next one is upgrading the main weapon all the way to max level. The next one is upgrading the emitter all the way to max level. As you can see, everything only goes up to 5, so it's You then have me picking up the 3 health upgrades like I mentioned, and then the last upgrade that you get, or trophy, is for surviving at least 12 minutes with the starting weapon or starting class, as you'll see. So now we have the church unlocked, as you'll see, and as you'll see, we now have the next sentinel, the Barbican. Now, obviously, like always, I'm going to try and show you guys where you can find the next sentinel to find and save. As you'll see, all of the sentinels are slightly unique in their own way, or have different play styles. Obviously, the emitter, like I said, is a really good one to have. Now, just like before, you're going to want to try and strive for at least upgrading your weapons and things like that, whatever you think is necessary to upgrade. Okay, here we are. Wasn't exactly sure where it was. But as you'll see right here, up in the kind of top right of the map, you'll find the next sentinel that you can find and free. Pretty easy. Like before, it's just going to take a bit of time to open. There you go. You now have Lamina. And just like before, you're going to want to try and survive 10 minutes. If you want to try and go for the 15, by all means, go ahead. Like I said, any and all of the weapons and things like that, you are upgrading, trying to fully upgrade them to get them out of the way. If you need to check what it is that you're working towards trophy-wise, by all means you can do that as well. Now another thing on map 2 is this is probably the best map to use in order to destroy the 50 objects. As you'll see right here, you have these lamp posts that you can find. Pretty easy. You can find 4 of them close to the spawn. As you'll see right here, this is spawn. I'm right back where we started, so that will help you on that. Now basically, you're going to need to destroy 50 objects, so what you can do is you can just spawn in, destroy the 4 candlelights, and then let the enemies kill you, because that will also be working towards another trophy as well, which is to lose 10,000 HP, which definitely seems like quite a lot. But over the course of the game, you should be trying to kill yourself and all that. But do be careful though, as the further into the game you get, the harder it will get on you earlier on, so that will test your skill overall with the game. But as you can see, once again, I'm going to skip to once I have beaten the level or died at least after 10 minutes. Do note for Barbican, you don't have to survive 12 minutes to get his unlock. It is 10 as well. Now do note, if you want to do the unlocks for any of the specific characters, you can always go back to the first map, as it is the easiest. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. But as always, I'll see you once this is all said and done. Alright, so once again, we've made it all the way to the very end of the actual 15-minute mark, not the 10-minute mark. As you guys can see, I ended up with a really ridiculous emitter build that just got me so much stuff. As you can see though, we have now unlocked a couple of things along the way. First one is, of course, the next map. The second one is the church on endless mode. The next one is for fully upgrading our starting weapon. The next one is for fully upgrading the mine. These are all trophies as well, so now we can move on to the next. Like I said before, you can always keep track of everything that you want to do and see what all you have to do to get to the next area, as you'll see here, based on everything. Pretty straightforward. Now, for the ruins level, I would definitely say to not use Lamina. They're fast, but their overall damage and weapon is not good. I will quickly show you their weapon on the crossroads, just so you can see. Like I said, if you want to do anything for them, then you can come here and do that. As you'll see, their weapon is the saw blade right here. Not really a lot of control over it. It does okay damage, but I wish it would be more of a, like, it sticks out in front of you and then you have control over it. But this is another weapon you're going to want to fully upgrade as well. So now we're going to move on to the next map, the ruins. Now I'm actually going to go back to Gladiator, I think. Actually no, we'll do Barbican because he has some HP regeneration. Just like before, on almost all of the maps, you will have a very specific area to go to in order to find your next character unlock. I do believe you can just kind of hold down or follow the down path, and you'll eventually end up in the area you'll need to be. Or if need to, you can always just try and look around, like so. But as you can see, we already have found where the next sentinel is, as you'll see right here. Like all the others that are found in the cages, you just have to basically damage it enough times in order to open it. And just like that, you will have unlocked Odin. As you'll see on the third stage, which is probably considered one of the hardest for most people, is that we're already level 6 within the first minute and a half of the run. Now, other than that, like before, I'm going to skip all the way to the end just to save on time so we can then move on to the next map and all of that good jazz. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are now at the very end of the third map. As you can see, I don't even have to move at this point because the build is just so strong, and that I'm basically just able to keep upgrading. But just like before, once you make it all the way to the end at 15, you will then get some more trophies as well. As you can see, the first one is for unlocking the next area, and the next trophy is for unlocking endless mode on this current map. Pretty easy. So now we can move on to the Frozen Pass. Now, like I said before, this one is a little bit different, as this one doesn't stop at 15 minutes. This one is a little bit unique. I'll basically have to show you, and we're going to be using Odin. So as soon as you spawn in, you'll see this giant dude here. Don't worry about him for right now, just focus on leveling up. He is the main end goal as well, but don't worry. So from here, you're also going to want to come down to the lower area here of the map. Just like before, you'll find these giant crystals right here. And in here you'll find the last sentinel that you can find and free by unlocking. So the main point of this area is that the big guy is going to infinitely spawn monsters for you to fight and kill. Now the downside, of course, is that they're not going to go past a certain point. So you basically only have a certain amount of XP that you're going to be getting. But you can do this infinitely. As you'll see, he's going to just keep spawning them over and over again. He will throw out mortars at you, so do stay mobile just to increase your survivability. As you'll see though, but we are going to get as much damage as we can before we go and try and take him on. As you'll see, he's still just chilling over there. You can see the mortars that he's throwing on the ground very slightly. Do be careful, as those can actually easily kill you. But once we break this cage open, that will be the final sentinel that you can unlock this way. The rest are from buying and or fighting. So there's only 3 left. 2 are from buying. The last one you'll have to basically fight and unlock like that. As you'll see though, we are overall gaining a bunch of decent XP over this time period, like I said, this won't end at 15 minutes, so you are not pressed to try and do this as fast as you want, or are in a hurry to try and get it done. Of course, once you free this guy, then it becomes a little bit easier. You're not stuck down here just trying to do this. Definitely takes quite a bit. As you'll see though, XP isn't bad. But I'll probably skip to when I free him now, just to save you guys some time. Alright, but as you can see, once you finally get him freed, that will be the next trophy unlocked, the Jackhammer trophy. I did accidentally skip the process of it getting freed, but as you can see, he's gone now. So now from here, the main thing that you're going to want to do is just power level up and try and beat the big guy. Now, like I said, we're going to be using Odin mainly because he has a way of healing himself slowly. Of course, so while you're doing all of this, you can easily just avoid taking damage from these weak enemies. As you'll see. And avoiding his shots, and then, like I said, just power level as much as you can to make it easier to deal with him, and then once you're ready, then we will take him on. Obviously, you can find the boxes to help you recover HP or whatever it is you might need. But yeah. Alright, but once you guys think that you're ready, you can make your way back over to the big guy here, as you'll see. He only has 2 attacks that he does aside from spawning enemies, the mortar, and he'll do a flame attack. Best thing I found to do is simply just wait until he shoots his mortar out at you, and then just get as close as you can on him, and I'll try and show the second move. Whenever you think it's been long enough, just kind of back up, and then he'll send out the mortar. Here's the second move. It's just a ring of fire, similar to your AoE ring. Another thing that you can also do is kind of just strafe around him, and that will kind of prevent his mortar from hitting you. Just doing that should be pretty easy overall. If you start taking too much damage, you can retreat. Never try and walk in a straight line like I just did. Always try and just circle around him. When he does his flame attack like so, just simply back up. It doesn't have too much reach, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about it. It would be nice if there's like a health bar or something on some of these big guys, but oh well. As you can see, we're taking some damage, so we can back up. Do note the small enemies still can kill you as well. But as of now, I'm going to skip to when I beat him, so you guys can see that and all of its glory. Like I said, just take it slow until you're comfortable and familiar with his moveset and pattern, and then when you're feeling up for it, then you can take him on. Obviously, you can spend as much time as you want just farming the enemies for XP, because they will infinitely respawn. But yeah, so now we'll skip to that. Alright, but once you finally deal enough damage to him, you will defeat him. as such, and you will get 2 trophies for your troubles. You'll get the mine trophy for unlocking the mine, and then you'll get the Frozen Path Rush trophy. It is quite a bit, but just do bear with me. So we're probably going to skip the next 2 areas just because, actually, I'm just going to double check one thing. Okay, so no, we're going to continue into the next area, so don't worry about that. So, going into the next area, we're going to then have the next couple of trophies to unlock. Just like before, you're going to, you're going to want to make sure that you just survive the 15 minutes, and then eventually you'll have a mini boss that will appear, as you'll see right here, based on this unlock, in the mine area. We'll check out the jackhammer, and we'll give him a try. Doesn't seem so bad. Okay, not the worst, but just like before, we're going to, like always, try and survive 15 minutes, and then as well, we're going to try and kill the mini-boss. I'm going to skip to when the mini-boss will spawn, so don't worry about that. Like always, you can double check where on the map they might be. I do know it's a kind of a unique area, similar to the purple crystals over here. So yeah. So I'll see you once we have made it to the boss. Alright, so as you guys can see, around the 7-minute mark is when he will appear. And I did do a change of character just to make this a little bit easier on myself. Having the HP regen definitely helps out a little bit. But basically trying to keep him at range is going to be key here. But still want to be close enough to get some damage in. Having the decoy kind of helps. Do be careful though, if he does actually hit you with his melee attack, it does quite a lot of damage. But he basically just has the melee attack and then the ranged attack. But as you can see, overall, it's not a tough fight. With the right build, of course, everything can be made easier. And just like that, we will have taken him down. And we'll get our next trophy. Now, just like before, we're going to skip ahead to when we finally beat this level. So I'll see you all once we get that said and done. Alright, and as you guys can see, we've once again made it kind of towards the end. We didn't exactly have the greatest build or anything like that. But overall, we made it to 15 minutes. And we get our next couple of unlocks and trophies. We've unlocked the swamp, and we have the endless mine rush. Pretty easy overall. So now the last couple of trophies are pretty easy, as you guys can see. So we just have to survive 15 minutes in the swamp, which does seem like quite a lot. Then have to purchase Abbot and Archangel. Those are the 2 that require you to have the 5,000 scrap, which will be a bit of a grind. You have to fully upgrade the Saw Blade Transmutation, which will be on the Lamina, which, like I said, you can just go back to the first map and then replay that. Like I said before, lose 10,000 HP, so it could just pick whatever character has the most HP, spawn in, die, destroy 50 objects, which you can do fairly easy on map 2. collect 10,000 scrap, which you should be working on regardless. And then the last one we're going to be doing, which is play all levels, which we'll get here in just a minute, as you'll see here on the swamp. Let's see, what is Perun? We'll try him out. Let's see how well it goes, because you never know. Okay, doesn't seem so bad. But like always, we're now going to go till we reach the 15-minute mark, because I don't think that there's anything else of note found in the map. Probably just going to be a slow burn at the start of the match, just because you have like no damage. Yeah, probably that for sure. As you can see though, within the first minute we're already level 6. Make that level 7. But yeah, like I said, it's going to see you guys once that is all said and done. So yeah. Alright, now as you guys can see, we finally made it to the end. Getting a little close here, but we are finally at the 15-minute mark. And just like that, we've made it. That'll be the last time you need to make it to a 15-minute mark on a mission for a trophy, and that will get you the Swamp Rush trophy. Now from here you can double check and see what all unlocks you have left. As you can see for me, I need to buy Archangel. I need to fully upgrade the Saw Blade when playing as Lamina, as playing with her for 10 minutes officially unlocks the Saw Blade for everybody else. I need to collect the 10,000 scrap, which I'll just be casually working towards whenever buying Archangel. Then the destroy 50 objects and lose 10,000 HP are all going to be the last few things left that I have to do to get the platinum for this game. Now, hopefully this guide has been helpful for all of you, at least in terms of unlocking all of the characters, how to progress through the one specific mission or level, the Frozen Pass. But as always, this has been Mr. Pilgrim. Do hope that this guide was helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, and as always, I will see you all in the next Platinum Trophy guide. Peace out.